Join us for another episode of Twin Sharing Podcasts. Coming soon. Don't miss it.
Very glad to be here with you all once again. We will be talking to Living Breath Publications on Sweet Sunshine about the dilemma people face in life. Thank you. Thank you for asking me this question, and let Shakespeare speak these words through Hamlet. To be or not to be, that is the question. And we have Hamlet saying, what a piece of work is man, how noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and moving, how express, and admirable in action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how like a god, the beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. And yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Well, I hope this is self-explanatory, because there is this contradiction in man. He's a mingling of glory and dust. Thank you. And how do you think this is elaborated in today's world? Is it a reality today? It's wonderful to know that the Bible is the inspiration behind this thought. And as you all know, it reflects truth that's there in the world. That man is both glorious and man is dust. So this contradiction is reflected in the world even today. A man in all his glory and wealth is found desperately hanging from the ceiling fan. Or he might have shot himself, the suicidal tendency. And that's because he's not been able to come to terms with the contradiction in him, that he has both the glory and that he's composed as well dust. Thank you. When do you think this kind of dilemma will be resolved and people live in freedom to be themselves? Well, it can be resolved when you realize that it is truth from God Himself. And you have in Psalm, the reading, it says, what is man that you are mindful of him, and the Son of Man that you care for him? Yes, you made him a little lower than the heavenly beings and crowned him with glory and honor. You've given him dominion over the world, the works of your hands. You put all things under his feet. So God Himself knows the power He has given us, the glory He has given us. So when we understand and trust God to see us through the dust part of our lives as well, we will be able to resolve it. Why do you think this controversy continues to exist in today's world? Could you throw more light on that? Thank you. In today's world, with the accumulation of wealth and riches, all kinds of distractions of the scientific contributed by advancement in science and technology, it's hard for man to believe from dust he is made and he will return to it. And so it continues in today's world, and he is deceived by all these comforts, into believing he can live forever. You see, that's the reason it continues. In conclusion, what are the discoveries one can find and implement in one's life? Thank you. Thank you for asking this question. Yes, that's the reason God has shown us the way. He knows. Psalm 103 says, for He knows our frame. He remembers that we are dust. As for man, his days are like grass. He flourishes like a flower in the field. For the wind passes over it and it's gone. Well, what do? Well, we turn to God for the answer. And as we saw in 2 Chronicles 7:14, He's a Father who sees the glory in us, even in our dust, and calls us home. And so, in conclusion, I would like to sing this song. And I'm sure you'll find the answer that God has given us in the Bible. Out of my bondage, sorrow and night, Jesus I come, Jesus I come, into the freedom, gladness and light. Jesus I come to Thee, out of my sickness into Thy help, out of my want and into Thy wealth, out of my sin and into Thyself. Jesus, I come to Thee, out of my shameful failure and loss. Jesus, I come, Jesus, I come, into the glorious gain of Thy cross. Jesus, I come to Thee, out of a sorrow into Thy love, out of life's storm and into Thy calm, out of distress to jubilant song. Jesus, I come to Thee, out of unrest and arrogant pride. Jesus, I come, Jesus, I come, into Thy blessed will to abide. Jesus, I come to Thee, out of myself to dwell in Thy love, out of despair into raptures above. I could soar on wings like a dove. Jesus, I come to Thee, out of the fear and dread of the tomb. Jesus, I come, Jesus, I come, into the joy and pleasure Thine own. Jesus, I come to Thee, out of the depths of ruin untold, into Thy flock, Thy love doth unfold, ever Thy glorious face to behold. Jesus, I come to Thee. This is the answer in and from the Bible.